Ever wondered why your dog acts so weird sometimes? Like, why do they chase their tail like it's a furry donut on the run? Or sniff each other's butts with the enthusiasm of a kid in a candy store? Don't worry, you're not alone. We've all been there trying to decipher the secret language of our canine companions. Well, grab your dog treats, get comfy, and get ready to laugh. Today, we're diving into 10 weird dog behaviors and the hilarious truths behind them. It's gonna be pawsome. Alright, let's address the spinning elephant in the room, or should I say, the spinning doggo. Why do dogs chase their tails? Is it some ancient canine ritual? Are they trying to unlock a hidden chakra? Well, the truth is a little less mystical and a lot more hilarious. One theory is that they just can't help themselves. Puppies, especially, are learning about their bodies. And that tail wagging around is like a built-in chew toy they can't resist. It's like, hey, what's that thing back there? Oh my god, it's moving, I must catch it. Of course, it could also be a sign of boredom or pent-up energy. Like, Karen, walk me already. I've chased this tail for an hour. I deserve a treat and a sniff around the fire hydrant. So if you've got a serial tail chaser on your hands, maybe it's time to invest in some new chew toys or schedule an extra walk. But hey, if your dog's tail chasing is getting a little too intense, it's always a good idea to check with your vet, just to make sure there's nothing medically wrong, just like, be a responsible dog parent and all that jazz. Because as much as we love laughing at their antics, their health and happiness come first, right? Right. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room, or should I say the butt sniffer in the dog park. We've all been there, awkwardly watching as our furry friends engage in this, shall we say, aromatic greeting ritual. But before you die of embarrassment, let's break down why dogs are so obsessed with each other's behinds. First of all, dogs experience the world through their noses the way we experience it through our eyes. Their sense of smell is about 100,000 times stronger than ours, which is basically like having a superpower. So when they sniff another dog's butt, they're getting a whole biography download. Age, gender, health, what they had for breakfast, you name it. It's basically their version of Facebook stalking, but with way more pheromones and a lot less judgment. And let's be real, would you rather sniff a stranger's butt or scroll through their awkward high school photos? It's a tough call, right? But on a serious note, butt sniffing is a crucial part of doggy communication. It helps them identify each other, assess potential threats, and even find potential mates. So next time you're at the dog park, just remember, those butt sniffs are like little doggy business meetings, full of important information and maybe a little bit of gossip. Alright, let's talk about something that can be a little awkward, even for us open-minded dog lovers, the infamous doggy hump. Now before you go clutching your pearls, let's get one thing straight. Doggy humping isn't always about what you think it's about. Sure, sometimes it's driven by hormones and the birds and the bees and all that jazz, but more often than not, it's just another way for our furry friends to communicate and express themselves. Think of it as their way of saying, hey, I'm feeling a little frisky, or dude, this is my couch. It can be a sign of excitement, playfulness, dominance, or even just plain old boredom. It's like when you get bored and start doing weird stuff around the house, like trying to fit into your old jeans from high school or attempting that TikTok dance everyone's doing. But let's be real, sometimes doggy humping can be, well, a little inappropriate, especially if they're doing it to your guest's or your grandma's leg. So, what's a responsible dog parent to do? Well, first of all, don't freak out. Yelling or punishing your dog will only confuse them and could make the behavior worse. Instead, try redirecting their attention with a toy or a game of fetch, and if all else fails, just embrace the awkwardness and laugh it off. After all, dogs are weird and wonderful creatures, and that's what we love about them, right? Right. Why do dogs hate the mailman? It's a tale as old as time, or at least as old as the invention of mail delivery. But seriously, why all the barking and growling every time that poor postal worker dares to approach the front door? Well, my friends, it all boils down to one-word territory. You see, dogs are descended from wolves, and wolves are territorial creatures by nature. They have a deep-seated instinct to protect their pack and their turf, which, in the case of our domesticated doggos, is our home sweet home. So when the mailman shows up in his uniform of doom, your dog sees a potential intruder, a threat to their domain, a disruptor of their daily routine of naps and belly rubs. And what's a brave guard dog to do? Well, they bark, they growl, they do their best impression of a furry, four-legged security system. It's their way of saying, hey, you there, this is my house and you better step off unless you want a taste of my teeth. But let's be real, most dogs wouldn't hurt a fly, especially not a mailman who's just trying to do their job. It's all bark and no bite, as they say. Why do dogs eat grass? Is it a cry for help? A desperate attempt to add some fiber to their diet? Or are they just trying to get on that trendy plant-based lifestyle? Well, before you start stocking up on organic kale, let's dig into the reasons behind this grassy habit. First of all, let's address the elephant in the room. Or should I say the poop in the backyard. Yes, dogs sometimes eat grass to induce vomiting. It's their way of dealing with an upset stomach, kind of like a natural cleanse. Think of it as their version of a juice cleanse, but with less kale and more, well, you know. But don't panic. Not all grass eating is a sign of tummy troubles. Some dogs just like the taste. Maybe they're bored, maybe they're craving a little something different in their diet, or maybe they just enjoy the feeling of grass between their teeth. Hey, we all have our quirks, right? However, if your dog is suddenly eating grass more than usual, or if they're showing other signs of illness, it's always best to err on the side of caution and check with your vet. Because as much as we love our furry friends, we love them even more when they're not using our backyard as their personal salad bar. And speaking of love, if you're loving this video so far, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more hilarious and informative content. Let's talk about digging, shall we? Because if you've got a dog, chances are you've also got a yard that looks like a miniature construction zone. But why do dogs dig? Is it an innate desire to unearth buried treasure? Are they secretly building underground bunkers for the apocalypse? Or are they just trying to drive us crazy, one hole at a time? Well, as with most things dog-related, the answer is a little bit of nature and a little bit of nurture. You see, digging is a deeply ingrained instinct for dogs. Their wild ancestors dug dens to escape the elements, to hide food, and to create safe spaces for their puppies. So, when your dog starts digging up your prize-winning roses, they're just tapping into their inner wolf, channeling their inner hunter-gatherer. But it's not all about survival instincts. Sometimes dogs dig because they're bored, they have excess energy, or they're just plain old hot and looking for a cool spot to chill out. Think of it as their version of reading a book, going for a run, or binge-watching Netflix. It's their way of unwinding and entertaining themselves. So the next time you catch your dog digging up your backyard, try not to get too upset. Instead, try to redirect their energy with a game of fetch, a long walk, or a mentally stimulating puzzle toy. And who knows, maybe they'll even unearth a lost treasure or two while they're at it. Just don't hold your breath for that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Okay, let's talk about something that makes every dog owner cringe. The infamous roll in something disgusting. You know what I'm talking about? The dead fish on the beach, the questionable pile of who knows what in the park, the freshly fertilized flower bed that just begs to be covered in. It's enough to make you want to invest in a hazmat suit, right? But before you banish your dog to the backyard forever, let's try to understand the method behind this madness. Why, oh why, do our beloved furry friends have such a penchant for the pungent? Well, as with most things dog-related, it all comes down to instinct. You see, dogs inherited their love of the stink from their wild ancestors, the wolves. Wolves, you see, are masters of disguise. They roll in smelly stuff to mask their own scent, making it harder for their prey to detect them. It's like their version of camouflage, but instead of blending in visually, they're blending in olfactorily. Clever, right? But it's not all about hunting and survival. Some scientists believe that dogs roll in stinky stuff to communicate with other dogs. Like, hey, check out this awesome dead fish I found. It smells like victory. Or, I just rolled in something truly disgusting. Come closer and experience the aroma. Have you ever witnessed the sheer, unadulterated joy that is a case of the zoomies? One minute your dog is chilling like a villain, the next they're a furry tornado ripping through your living room, bouncing off furniture and generally defying the laws of physics. It's enough to make you dizzy just watching them. But why do dogs get the zoomies? What possesses them to suddenly transform into four-legged blurs of energy and excitement? Well, my friends, it's all about the release. Dogs, especially high-energy breeds, need an outlet for all that pent-up energy. Think of it as their way of blowing off steam, just like we humans do with a good workout, a night out with friends, or a really intense game of Mario Kart. Zoomies are often triggered by exciting events like bath time, because who doesn't love a good shake-off after a bath, mealtime, food coma, anyone, or the arrival of their favorite human, that's you. But sometimes, zoomies happen for no apparent reason at all, like your dog might just be sitting there, minding their own business when suddenly, bam, it's zoomie time. And you know what? That's okay. Because zoomies are pure, unadulterated joy in motion. Have you ever been minding your own business, just living your best life when you suddenly feel the weight of someone's gaze upon you? You turn around, and bam, it's your dog staring at you with those big soulful eyes, their expression a mixture of adoration, curiosity, and maybe just a hint of I'm plotting your demise. It's enough to make you wonder, What's going on in that furry little head of yours? Well, my friends, the truth is, dogs stare for a variety of reasons. Sometimes it's pure unadulterated love. Dogs have a unique ability to form deep, meaningful bonds with their humans, and sometimes the best way they know how to express that love is through a good, old-fashioned stare. Think of it as their version of a hug, a kiss, or a heartfelt "I love you." It's their way of saying, "You're my person and I'm so glad you're here." Ah, how sweet is that? But dog stares aren't always about love and affection. Sometimes they're more practical. Dogs might stare at you because they want something: food, water, a walk, a belly rub, the list goes on and on. Let's talk about gifts, shall we? Because if you're a dog owner, you know that the best gifts don't come wrapped in shiny paper and tied with a bow. No, the best gifts come in the form of slobbery tennis balls, well-worn chew toys, and maybe even a dead lizard or two, if you're lucky. But why do dogs bring us their toys? Is it their way of saying, "This is for you, my human, I hope you love it as much as I do"? Or is there a deeper meaning behind these seemingly random acts of gift-giving? Well, as with most things dog-related, the answer is a little bit of both. Dogs are pack animals by nature, and in a pack, sharing is caring. So when your dog brings you their favorite toy, they're showing you that they trust you, they respect you, and most importantly, they consider you a member of their pack. It's their way of saying, "You're one of us, human. Here, have a slobbery chew toy. You've earned it." But there's also a more practical reason behind this behavior. Dogs are natural-born retrievers, and bringing you their toys is a way for them to engage in this instinctual behavior. So the next time your dog brings you a gift, no matter how slobbery or disgusting it may be, take a moment to appreciate the thought behind it, because in their own way, they're showing you just how much they love and appreciate you.